everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. It is April Fool's Day and this is Flosstube number 80. I'm so excited I finally hit 80. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. I've only been doing this for 2 years now. Okay, so let me jump right into it. The last time I got to film was last week, but it was like the last week of spring break, and I was right. I didn't get very much done, but I did get a little bit of progress. So today's video will mainly be showing you what I did yesterday and today, Monday and Tuesday. Not yesterday and today, Monday and Tuesday. Showing you what I did Monday and Tuesday, and this wraps up March. And I will again show you my April projects that I will be jumping to. And I also did just a little bit of temperature projects, which was Monday and Tuesday. So now that the kids are back to school, I am back to my regularly scheduled schedule. Although today is a bit crazy. Like I have my red light therapy appointment today. I'm trying to do this, film my YouTube video. My oldest has orthodontist appointment, and she only has 2 more appointments left, this one and the next one, and then she gets her braces off. Yay! And then I get to start all over again with my youngest. Isn't that fantastic? Sense my sarcasm. Yeah, so it's like a busy day, and I'm hoping that I get this edited and out before the evening time, but we will have to see how my day goes. But I do have some progress, and I would like to show you where these projects ended and like what the times and the counts and everything is for. So project number 1 is my favorite designer project. And while most of these projects are designed for me to enter into my fair, this one is not specifically for me to enter into my fair. For one thing, this piece is not going to be big enough to frame. And I knew that the size on it is just like a 1/2 inch margins on the top and the bottom. Like this piece of fabric just fit the project. So the project is Lavender and Lace, and this is Lady of the Thread. And as you know, I recharted this into Floss Cross so that I could then bring it into Pattern Keeper. And when I brought it into Pattern Keeper, I changed the color of her dress from green to purple, which I'm not currently working in the dress, so I haven't really been talking about those colors much. But the next time that I pick this up, I should have no problems finishing this out and getting back into her dress. But I did at least lace some of the purple color the last time I was in on it. So this is the Lady of the Thread. And I have been just working in this little section right here, trying to bring it down to where the edge of her dress is. Once I hit that where her dress is, I will jump back into the middle and just finish the dress, finish her, finish it out, and then finally will come the back stitching, because there is some back stitching to do. But here is where she is. So I just have been working in, like, I finished out this white flower, which the last time that I showed it, I think I almost had all of the white flower done. There was only a few stitches I think I had to do. And then just bringing this down and starting into the next section. So the color that is currently on my needle is a yellowish color. So there are some yellow flowers or berries or something here. All right, so this one, let's see if I can find this quick. All right, for the week of 3/23 through 3/29, I only got to work on it that one Monday that I told you about when I filmed last week. So I didn't work on it any other day last week. And you know what? I don't think I added this up properly. I don't think I added last week's time to it. This week I only got to work on it an hour, 48 minutes, and 13 seconds. So the time that I have here says 67 hours, 58 minutes, and 19 seconds is my total time, but I don't have anything written for the week before, so I did not factor that in. So just add another hour and a half to that, which I will have to do. And currently, as of last night, this is at 9,503 stitches complete out of 17,306, and I am at 54.91%. So, yay. Yay, I'm over 50% with this one. Okay. And then let me put this away really quick so that I don't lose my needles, so that I don't mess anything up, because that's exactly what will happen. Okay. All right. Project 2 that I have been working on is the Dutch Beauty Sampler. And I have been in this section right here. Now, the last time that I showed it, I believe I was still up in this thing. Like, I had finished out all of this right here. And I believe that I was in this section up here the last time I showed it. So I finished out this. I added this little flower motif down here, and then I started working on the arch that comes over. So for this one, I got to put in Monday and Tuesday, I got to put in 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 43 seconds. And it's brought my total time to 88 hours, 22 minutes, and 20 seconds. Between Monday and Tuesday, when I worked on this, I got to put in 593 stitches. And I am now at 17,238 stitches complete on this project. I don't know what the total stitches are, but it's up there. It's up there. Okay, and then project 3 is my chatelaine. This is the Misty Morning Vineyard. Apparently I'm causing a landslide. Okay, so here is my progress. So since the last time that you saw it, I started bringing this part down, and I worked a little bit in the peacock's tail, and then I moved over to this area right here. Now the color that is currently on my needle is like a blush pink color, so it's kind of hard to see unless you're really zoomed in. But yeah, I have been enjoying working on this, and I'm kind of sad to see this one be put away for the month. So this one, Monday and Tuesday, I got to put in 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 11 seconds. And that has brought my total time on this project to 33 hours, 49 minutes, and 56 seconds. All right. And then project 4 is the Plaid Bucilla 4 Seasons kit. I have finished the stitching and I started working on the back stitching. I started here and I started back stitching down along this edge and I started doing in all this down here and I'm coming up. I will continue coming up, probably like finish up to here and come across and then do that, like fill in with this color, do all of this color before I move on to the next color. So yeah, it's coming along. It is. So this one, Monday and Tuesday, I got to work on this 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 16 seconds. And it has brought my total time to 29 hours, 49 minutes, and 1 second. All right. So that wraps up March. All of my March projects. Now, Monday and Tuesday, I did get to work on temperature projects. So on Monday, March 30th, it was 74 degrees Fahrenheit here. And so I got to work on my French beaded flowers, which I haven't gotten to work on in a while. So most of what I spent doing was just doing the inner parts of the thistles. This one is completely complete. So I made 4 of these little caps. And as soon as I finish, like finish with these last 4, like not all of them are this complete. Most of them look like this, where they have the inner, the outer, and then the, I think it's called the calyx. So once I get these to this point, I will then work on doing all of the leaves for each one. And then I can finally get a little tiny terracotta plant pot and some clay, floral clay specifically, and then I create my little flower arrangement. So I'm getting closer to a beaded flower project. So yeah, for working on this for 30 minutes, I only got 4 of these little inner stems done. Okay, and then on Tuesday, it was 54 degrees. No, it was 56 degrees Fahrenheit. So it dropped 20 degrees in a day. Like the weather here has just been crazy. It's like the weather is like, I want it to be spring, and then it'll be like, no, we have to have some cold or some snow or something, which we haven't had some snow, but I mean, I expect us to have one big last snow, and I expect it to come around Mother's Day because that's usually what happens here, but we're not in that last snow yet. All right, so anyway, yesterday it was 56 degrees, and so my project for the number 6 was the butterfly printed cross stitch. And this is what it's going to look like. Maybe. And here is my progress. Now, I believe that I was in this square, and I finished off this black thread, carried it up here, and did a couple lines over here. And then I jumped over here and picked the lighter blue color, the one that's here, and stitched it down. And then did another thread of black and worked on it, and then jumped back down here to the blue, the darker blue that's on the needle now. And so in that 30 minutes, I got through 2 full thread colors, a black and the lighter blue. And then I had the half a black that was on here already that I started with. So 2.5, and then like I started with this darker blue. I started here. Did I start that there? Did I stitch that down this time? Oh man, I don't even remember. It's the same color that's here, so I can't remember if I stitched it here and down or if I started up here, which if I started over here, I've only done like 6 of this darker blue. But this is the printed butterfly kit. So we'll see how it turns out. I don't really work on this that often. I don't think it's certainly been a while since I've touched this. Okay, that was the last 2 temperature projects that I got to work on. And that is my normal update. So I will show you again what I will be switching to since today is April 1st. And in fact, when I finish this video and I start editing, I will probably be taking, today is Wednesday, so I will be taking like my Whip Wednesday pictures. And since it's also the wrap up, I'm not going to be posting a Whip Wednesday picture. I'll be posting a March wrap up. And so I'll just be showing all 4 of them. So I'll take all of the pieces off of their Q snaps or hoops, whatever they're on, take their pictures, and then post it on my Instagram. And so probably the Stashbuster piece and maybe my Project 1 piece are the ones that I will get to work on today, not until it's time to pick the kids up from school, and then like the project that I work on in the evening time. So my Project 1, which is Favorite Designer, I will be bringing back out the Woodland Fairy by Teresa Wensler. And if you are new to me, you probably haven't heard me say it, but Teresa Wensler is by far my very most favorite designer. I do have quite a big Teresa Wensler collection, but it's only been since 2024 that I had the guts to actually try a Teresa Wensler, because if you don't know anything about Teresa Wensler, her pieces can be intimidating. She is very popular for using a lot of blends, lots and lots of blends. So here is where I will be starting on the Woodland Fairy. And so I am a middle out stitcher, so I started down here, worked my way like over and up for this page. This is just at the top where the border area is, so I'm almost into the border for this page. Once I complete out this page, I will probably move to, so it's 6 pages. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is page 2, and I will probably move to page 1, work on finishing it out. I'll probably just bring it over and up, just like I sort of did here. And then I will move on to page 3, and then just work it left to right and down. And then once the top half is done, I'll come to the bottom and then finish 4, 5, and then 6, and then do any back stitching and beading. I can't remember if there's beads in this, but there's definitely going to be back stitching. So here is where I will be starting with the Woodland Fairy by Teresa Wensler. I do have a couple of hanging threads that are just sort of parked because it's a lot of switching colors and half cross stitches, and Yeah. So Teresa Wentzler's can be intimidating, and this one even more so than that one, the castle. So I can't wait to get back on it. I can't wait. But like, no joke, this is the color list. 2 pages. Most of these that are shown are blends. There's only like a handful that are the single color. So I am using paper copy. I did have this scanned, and I was working on this on my laptop and marking it off with a PDF marker, but I noticed that it started getting bogged down and was so slow, and it wasn't taking the marks that I was showing, so I had to print it. Okay, and then project 2 that I will be switching to is Loose Thread Stitchery's Orchid Blackwork pattern. And here is where I will be starting. I am over on this page over here to finish out this. The top half is almost completely done, including the back stitching. So from where I started, I stitched it, did the back stitching, moved over to the next page, stitched it, then did the back stitching, and now I'm over here to stitch it and then do the back stitching. So the top half is almost done. I fully expect that this time I should get into the top half should be completed, and I should start working on the bottom half. So here's one that's almost done. Although I don't know if I'll be able to enter this one into the fair. My fair piece I finished it last year. It's within the 18 months, and that one's a much bigger piece. So that one will be my fair piece. So I don't know about this one. Might have to hold on to this one. And then project 3. This is my oldest whip to date. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is Fay Risque, no background version. I did a blue conversion on it. The conversion's turning out okay. But I started this in 2024 when I started my Flosstube channel. So here's where I will be starting. I'm sorry, it is a hot mess. This was my first time parking, and it was so much easier and quicker than what I was doing. So you get to deal with the hot mess until I'm finished. But I think, I don't know how close to a page finish I am. I think this up here is the top of the page. So if that's the case, I've only got like 300 more stitches down here to finish out this row, and then I'll jump up here where this is and then finish out that row, and then I think that's a page finish. I think. So I'm excited to get back to some of these. I haven't seen these since December. And then my stash piece, moving on to, will be Dimensions Dolphin's Domain. And here's where I am. So not a lot of progress. Like, I mean, December was the last time I touched this, and did I start this in December? I think I might have started this in December, so that kind of explains why there's not an awful lot of progress. But it's a lovely dimensions kit. It's pretty much full coverage. There's only a little bit that's not, and it's like down here in the sand area and a little bit up here in the waves. All right. So that is it. That is my update. And yeah. So I don't have anything ordered. I'm not waiting on anything. I do need to sit down at some point and go over the missing thread that I have for my chatelaine. But again, that is not a now problem. That is now a future me problem because I'm not going to be seeing the chatelaine for another 4 months. And it's not imperative that I get that color yet. I really don't need it until I start doing the beading. That's when I would absolutely need to have the color so that I can put that in first. But I'm debating using because with the chatelaine, I originally was going to do the DMC conversion. And then when I purchased the DMC conversion and the colors came, I was like, wow, this is very plain. This is very boring. So I went and spent the money on all of the silks that it needed. And so I'm kind of debating for just this one silk if I should just use the DMC conversion for that one or if I just need to track down where I can buy it because I don't know. I feel like I've ordered from several different places and just nothing. Like I haven't gotten a, hey, we're working on it, nothing. So I don't know, but it's a future me problem, not a current me problem. So I hope everybody had a great April Fool's today. I hope that nobody pranked you too hard. My youngest was all in prank mode today, and so you know how that goes. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great stitchy week. I will see everyone next week. I don't have any plans for missing next week. So bye for now.